Are we in focus?
Yes.
Just to be sure, you are recording, right?
Go.
Welcome to the second episode of World Pulse on Pulses. We haven't been recording for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I had it on record, and then you told me to press record again, which turned it off. So whose fault is that?
Make sure you hit record this time. What am I even paying you for?
Did you want to do a little stretching exercise before we begin?
No.
Side, toes.
The word lentil comes from the Latin word lens, because the seed is shaped like a double convex optic lens. Lentils have been popular in the Mediterranean, North Africa, the Middle East, and the Indian subcontinent since biblical times. In the book of Genesis, Esau sells his birthright to his brother Jacob for a bowl of lentil stew. Lentil farmers around the world harvested an estimated 14.2 million acres of lentils in 2020, a 150,000 acre reduction from last year. However, good growing conditions and harvest conditions in 2020 boosted production of lentils to a projected 6.3 million metric tons. This is a 377,000 metric ton increase from the 2019 crop. The coronavirus spiked demand for lentils worldwide, which resulted in ending stocks dropping from 1.6 million metric tons at the end of the 2018-19 marketing year to just under 500,000 metric tons by the end of the 2019-20 campaign. So let's take a look at the major exporters of lentils into the world market. Canada dominates the global lentil export trade, producing over 3 million metric tons on 4.2 million acres in 2020. Red lentils hold 73% of the total lentil production in Canada, followed by large green lentils at about 19% and small green lentils at 6%. Canada only produces 29,000 metric tons of medium-sized green lentils, representing 1% of their total production. Strong demand for all lentil types at the end of the 2019-20 marketing year left only 250,000 metric tons of ending stocks going into the 2020 crop year. Turkey is a major importer and exporter of red and green lentils into the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent. They are a significant exporter of red lentils. In 2020, Turkey harvested an estimated 865,000 acres of lentils that produced 451,000 metric tons. Their 2020 lentil harvest is 7% higher than it was last year. Ending stocks were low at 55,000 metric tons, which is nearly sold out, which is a stocks-to-use ratio under 8% at the end of the 2019-20 campaign. Chelsea, are you sleeping?
No sleeping. I'm here. I'm ready. Come on, let's get moving. What do we need to talk about? What do we need to do?
Unbelievable. Strong domestic and export demand for lentils prompted the Turkish government in November 2020 to lower its tariff on imported red lentils from 19.3% to 9% through June 2021. Trade tariffs continue to place the U.S. lentil industry at a competitive disadvantage and remains the single biggest factor facing U.S. lentil exports. The Indian government maintains a 33% tariff on lentil imports from all origins. In June 2019, the Trump administration stripped India of its trade preference status, which allowed Indian exporters to ship products into the U.S. with lower tariffs. The government of India responded by increasing tariffs on a number of U.S. agricultural goods, including a 55% tariff on all U.S. lentils. COVID-19 increased demand for lentils in India. The pigeon pea crop was lower than expected, which prompted the Indian government in June 2020 to lower the tariff on lentils to 10% from all origins except the United States. Because of the trade war between the two countries, India only lowered the trade tariff on U.S. lentils to 30%. In late October 2020, the government of India announced that the tariff reduction on lentils would continue through December 31st, 2020. The lentil tariff reduction significantly increased exports of green and red lentils to India starting in June 2020. Pigeon peas are harvested in November and December at the end of their Kharif season. Richley and Avondale-type green lentils are a direct substitute for pigeon peas. Indian farmers have faced significant flooding going into the 2020 pigeon pea harvest. Production is expected to be down, which has opened an opportunity for green lentil sales. U.S. lentil exporters shipped over 64,000 metric tons of lentils to India in the 2019-20 marketing year. Last year, Canada became our largest green lentil customer. U.S. farmers sold over 90,000 metric tons of lentils to Canadian shippers. Some speculate that the majority of those lentils were re-exported to India to avoid the additional tariff. Spain is the largest market for U.S. lentils in Europe. In the 2019-20 marketing year, Spanish buyers purchased over 33,000 metric tons of high-quality U.S. Pardina and regular type lentils. This was an increase of 8,000 metric tons from the 2018 campaign. COVID-19 helped spike short-term demand, which has leveled off since the initial panic. Good growing conditions in Spain boosted local production of lentils to 46,400 metric tons. This is an increase of 11,000 metric tons from a year ago. Demand for Pardina lentils is down some this fall as Spanish buyers work through their local production. The European Union has been a steady buyer of good quality U.S. pulse crops during the past 4 years. But the trade tensions between the EU and the U.S. are a major concern. In October 2020, the World Trade Organization announced that the U.S. was unfairly subsidizing Boeing, and they granted the EU the right to impose $4 billion per year on U.S. goods. The Council has been working hard with our European buyers to argue that lentils and chickpeas should not be on that EU counter-tariff list. In mid-November 2020, we got some good news. The EU submitted their tariff list to the WTO, and U.S. lentils and chickpeas were not on the tariff list. This was a significant victory for U.S. lentil and chickpea producers and exporters. Mexico purchased nearly 35,000 metric tons of small and medium-sized green lentils in the 2019-20 campaign. This was an increase of 162% over last year. High dry bean prices in Mexico shifted consumer purchases to the less expensive lentils. The signing of the U.S.-Mexican-Canadian Free Trade Agreement also helped put Mexico back as a major market for U.S. pulses. Lentils continue to grow in popularity in Mexico. On the next slide, you will see Latin America. Latin America. Next slide. Chelsea, are you on your phone?
No.
You know we're filming, right?
Yes, I know we're filming. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm working. I know we're filming.
Colombia and Peru have shown stronger growth in lentil purchases in the past 5 years. Consumers are looking for healthy foods during this COVID-19 period, which should help boost demand for lentils long-term in these countries. Domestic and international food aid demand for lentils took a big jump in the past couple of years. Sudan took over 16,000 metric tons of lentils in the 19-20 marketing year. Lentils remain a popular item in food banks as well, especially during this period of COVID-19. Sales of 2-pound bags of lentils under the USDA's Section 32 program have helped relieve excess lentil stocks. From 1995 to 2006, lentil prices traded between 9 and 15 cents a pound. From 2007 to 2017, lentil demand bounced around, but demand kept growing and prices ranged from 20 to 35 cents per pound. Trade tariffs beginning in 2017 dropped lentil prices like a bowling ball off a building. However, COVID-19 demand for lentils resulted in a significant reduction in worldwide carryover stocks coming into the 2020 lentil harvest. India and Turkey's decision to lower tariffs on lentils through the end of 2020 helped increase sales of green and red lentils. It takes 4 weeks for a container of lentils to reach India from the United States. It is unclear if India will extend the tariff reduction on lentils beyond the end of 2020. So the 2020-2021 marketing year is shaping up to be the year where lentil prices turn the corner and crawl out of the basement. Chelsea, what are you doing?
Well, I was just trying to plug in a cord and the fuse blew.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Along with all the many other talents I have, I am also an excellent electrician.
And where did you train to be an electrician?
YouTube University, okay?
What are you doing? Chelsea!
I think it's broken.